Hello there, everyone. I'm Dokutsu, and this is Crypt the NecroDancer. Last time we conquered over Zone 1, and today, well, I'm not exactly sure. I mentioned that I was going to be showing off a couple of characters. So, assuming you have the DLC, which is basically just how I'm going to assume you're playing the game, sadly. Cadence, Bard, Nocturna, Mary, and Tempo are unlocked by default. 4 characters are relevant to the game's main story: Cadence, Melody, Aria, and Nocturna. A couple of others are somewhat relevant, such as Bard, Dorian, and Eli. And by that I mean, like, they just are sort of characters within the main story, but kind of hard to explain either way. But I'm gonna show off one of the characters, the main other story character, presuming you have the DLC, Nocturna. Essentially, she starts off with a cutlass which can parry attacks, the ability to turn into a bit of an overpowered bat, but Zone 5, a brand new zone introduced in DLC, kind of invades all the other zones, as they put it. So effectively with bat form, your attacks become crazy overpowered. You commit genocide every time you attack a bat, and with that one, you'll be able to heal up a bit when you take out some enemies. When it comes to just using Nocturna, I'd say that when it comes to just being through the first couple of zones, use bat form like nothing else. Trust me, it's very overpowered, very easy to abuse, and just overall very good for Zone 1. And like I mentioned, like, you take out enough enemies and you'll be able to heal up a bit. Very useful. Zone 5 enemies invading Zone 1 is kind of problematic, though, to say the least. They're moderately tough, so you gotta watch out. There, got a bit of healing. There we go. So, as you can probably tell, Zone 5 is mainly electricity themed. All the zones have a main sort of theme to them. Yeah. So just be careful playing as Nocturna, because Zone 1 can be very troublesome, but, Zone 5. But, either way, if you play your cards right, everything's gonna work out. Unless you're me. Let's do a bit of redo. Yeah, like, Zone 1, Zone 2, playing as Nocturna, bat form is overpowered enough to get you through things. Now, I'm gonna unequip it for just a second. If you see a crack in the wall, open it up. You can find a shop, like a special kind of shop, or just some sort of stuff. For example, that was just like a random item buyer. Came across there. As I mentioned, Nocturna is important to the story, because we have the DLC. I'm not exactly sure why they decided to make it like this, but she's a prequel character. Won't fully go into the story yet. Again, spoiler territory and such, but I don't really feel like this, thing needed a story mode to start off with, because, if you ask me, NecroDancer is fine without a prequel. Screw it there. Thought that was a bit of a secret room. Find an actual one of those. I'll explain what they are. Very useful. I'll just say that much for now. Those are glass weapons. Basically, they do hyper amounts of damage, health, that kind of stuff, but they have tendencies to break if you're hit once. So I guess if you're an absolute god at NecroDancer, you can use them. Yeah. 5 enemies in a single row. I'll pick this up for lighter health. Cursed Heart containers, essentially, you lose, whenever you get hit, like, when you get hit with them, you lose them, like, just the heart containers themselves. But if you eat enough food, you'll be able to regain them. And, like, with Nocturna's bat form, you lose the ability to step on traps and such, which is good, but when it comes to, like, things like those certain traps to do with bombs that can be a bit helpful at times, it kind of sucks not being able to use them. Yeah, overall, things are pretty good. Run's doing decently. Keep this one going. Bit of a technique you can use to keep your multiplier going, which I don't really, work that well with, but it's still a viable option. If you want to keep your multiplier going, then just try to dig against a wall. Essentially, it'll allow you to knock on a wall and still keep your multiplier. If it's a wall you can't break, then sadly that's not the case. But so try to use that if you want to keep your multiplier. This is Deep Blues, basically giant game of chess. It's one of the more fun bosses in my opinion, though that is my opinion, but still, it's pretty fun. As you just saw there, if Nocturna is hit in a critical condition, she'll automatically go into bat form with half a heart remaining. Stay silent for another cutscene.
The clan elders were wrong. The dead do rise here. But they'll never learn the truth about this place. I'll destroy it before I let them learn its secrets.
Mild context for that scene. Essentially, Nocturna's in a clan of vampires. We don't know how she got there, what on earth happened. We just know she's in the clan, I guess. But yeah. Before I sign off, I'm gonna show off one of my favorite characters in the game, which is Dorian, Cadence's father. You gotta unlock him first, but he's mega fun to play. So essentially what goes on when you're playing as him is, like, you start off with a bunch of great items, but leaping boots are also permanently applied to you. So, like, I'm going to try to step in without them. The game doesn't like that. You'll get hit. Basically, you're stuck long jumping like crazy. But the good part is, start off with a bunch of great items, too. Like literally just, like, starting off with plate armor, the Ring of Might, which gives you a bit of extra damage, and Pickaxe, which allows you to get a slow but strong dig, digging up everything but border walls and shop walls. I'm not exactly sure why I enjoy him so much. I just consider him a fun character to play overall. Weapons like spears definitely help for obvious reasons, being able to attack at a bit of a longer range, since when playing as Dorian, you have range problems with your long boots. Longbow boots. This is a bit of a mention. We recently hit 30 subscribers. That seems pretty small to most people, but it's a bit of an accomplishment over here. Thank you for the help, guys. It's really appreciated. This party's just getting started, though. Thank you. There's also a multitude of spells you can use in the game. For example, I utilize the freeze spell, which, as the name implies, freezes up enemies. And here's the shop. Kind of some of that stuff there. Sometimes you don't really have a choice when it comes to repositioning yourself with Dorian to get certain items, and that's why I think they gave him the pickaxe. It's a pretty helpful item when it comes to repositioning. The strategy I use is just to dig up the walls, keep your pickaxe. Okay, quick explanation of this trapdoor. You don't take out the mini-boss, you gotta deal with that guy first. But essentially, the pickaxe, slow strong dig, works pretty well in his favor, I guess. Oh, sweet lord, no. I'm not a fan of red dragons in the slightest. They're one of the most annoying enemies to deal with in the entirety of the game, due to their dragon breath, which is very painful, and at least in my opinion, it's hard to deal with. This boss is made a lot easier with the long jump boots, since you can just yeet yourself right across the water. There. Pretty easy. Now, the only characters that are, like, incredibly relevant to the story, which the point that they have cutscenes, like, as I mentioned before, Cadence, Melody, Arya, and Nocturna. Characters that are semi-important, don't really get their own cutscenes, but they all have their importance. But, either way, I think this is going to be it for now. Thank you for watching, and please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have yourself a wonderful day.